me, TK, and welcome back to another story time with TK. This is phenomenal. I'm so excited. Continuing our book series. Today's story is a very, very exciting find. It's another Japanese fairy tale, and it's called Bun Buku Chakama. One more time? Okay. Bun Buku Chakama. Ding! Bun Buku Chakama. Okay, so let's get into this one. Okay, I'm actually very excited to read this story. It's actually called Bun Buku Chakama, the Dancing Kettle. Now, we all know what a kettle is, right? Sometimes mommy or daddy will go into the kitchen and put on the stove a kettle and put water in it, and the water starts to boil to make tea or coffee. And that's what a kettle is. So this story, I think, has to do with a really fun dancing kettle. Ding! Okay, let's see what magic happens in this story. And are you ready? Let's go. There once was an old temple at the foot of a mountain where the monk Bun Buku lived. A badger used to come to play at the temple. Good boy, the monk used to give the badger food and took very good care of him. Here's the badger and the old man. But for some reason, the badger stopped coming to the temple. Perhaps he has moved away. This is sad indeed. Don't worry, he'll be back someday. Young trainee monks tried to cheer the sad monk. Do you really think so? Yes, let's believe that it's true. Oh. One day, the monk decided to go into town after taking care of his business. The monk went to a hardware store and found a beautiful tea kettle. This is a fine tea kettle. The monk took the tea kettle in his hand. Please buy me, please. Huh? Where did that voice come from? The monk thought it strange, but decided to buy the tea kettle. This is a good buy indeed. The monk returned to the temple, excited about the tea kettle he had bought. The master has bought a wonderful tea kettle. I like to see that. The trainee monks who were interested in the tea kettle peeked in the monk's room. The monk was napping in front of the tea kettle. Come along and play this way with your favorite friend. So that's the tea kettle we've heard so much about. Huh? The tea kettle's moving about. The trainee monks rubbed their eyes in disbelief, and then slither, a tail appeared from the kettle. It's a monster! The monk was surprised by the voice of the trainee monks and awoke. Huh? What's going on? What are you shouting about? The tea kettle has a tail. Huh? There's nothing wrong with the tea kettle. The tea kettle had returned to its original shape. Interesting. You don't train enough, and that's why you see things that are untrue. The young trainee monks drooped their shoulders and left the room when the monk scolded them. I'm fully awake now. Perhaps I have some tea. The monk placed water in the tea kettle. To make tea, right? Remember what I said? Mommy and daddy go into the kitchen, put the tea kettle on the stove, put water in it, and the water starts to boil. It gets hot, and you have tea or coffee, just like here. He placed the tea kettle on the fire to make hot water. Ouch! Ouch! The tea kettle jumped while on the mini stove. A head developed and a tail came out. And hands grew from the tea kettle. A tea kettle monster! Wow. What is the matter, master? The young trainee monks came running to his room. When the monk, who had fallen over in fear, looked at the tea kettle, it had again returned to its original shape. No, nothing. I just imagined something. But this is strange. I love this. The monk was puzzled about what was happening. Buying used goods. A used good dealer's voice could be heard. The monk picked up the tea kettle on an impulse. I'll have the dealer take this tea kettle. And so the monk sold the tea kettle to the dealer. Why? To think I was able to buy a wonderful tea kettle like this. The used goods dealer was very happy with this buy. It was such a wonderful tea kettle. The dealer did not want to sell it, and so he decided to treasure it rather than sell it, saying, I'm poor, but surely keeping this is not a bad thing. Sad. Night fell, and the used goods dealer went to bed. Good night. Dealer, please wake up. Huh? Who is this? So late at night. Ah! The used dealer got out of bed in one motion. The tea kettle with the head and tail of a badger is talking to him. There's nothing to be scared of. I am a badger that used to live at the foot of the mountain. A badger? Yes. The monk used to take good care of me. He would give me food, and I went into the town trying to find some way to repay him. But on my way into town, I was almost caught by some bad people and turned myself into a tea kettle to escape. According to the badger, he was caught as a tea kettle and sold to a hardware dealer. And then the monk came and bought me. But if I look like a tea kettle, I'm given only water. Just then, the tea kettle badger's stomach growled from hunger. Please let me stay here. I'm so very hungry. All right, you can stay here, but I'm very poor and I don't know whether I can feed you. Please, leave that up to me. The tea kettle badger patted his stomach. I'll do some tricks, wonderful tricks by a funny tea kettle. Pat, pat, pat. That's a good idea. In the morning, the used goods dealer and the tea kettle badger worked together to make a stage in front of the house. Everyone, come and see the world wonder. It's a tea kettle that does tricks. The used goods dealer shouted to get the crowds together. On the stage, the tea kettle badger walked a tightrope. The audience was once excited about the acrobatics of the tea kettle badger. I've never seen acrobatics so interesting. By word of mouth, the theater was crowded every day. The used goods dealer and tea kettle badger became rich in no time. Tea kettle, this is all because of you. You can return being a badger and use this money the way you like. The tea kettle badger answered with a troubled face. But I've been a tea kettle for such a long time, I don't remember how to return to being a badger. Oh, that's horrible. The used goods dealer thought long and hard and came up with a wonderful idea. The page. The used goods dealer took the tea kettle badger to the monk. He explained all that happened. You mean to say that this tea kettle is the badger that used to come? The used goods dealer produced money. Please allow the tea kettle to remain in this temple. And with this money, please make offerings to it in place of food. Of course I'll do that. To think you are that badger. I'm so sorry I didn't realize this sooner. Master, the monk gently held the tea kettle badger in his arms. The tea kettle was given a place of honor, and offerings were made to it every day. The tea kettle badger was treasured for many years. The end. What a wonderful story. Bun buku chagama ma, the dancing kettle. Wow. So this was a wonderful find. I recommend that you guys go out and get this story and read it and really, really enjoy this story time with TK. I hope you guys will go through the playlist and see all the stories that we're doing here in our book series. Many of the stories that we're reading are a lot of Japanese fairy tales. I hope to actually bring you some more stories that have like American fairy tales, Australian fairy tales. I want to read all kinds of different books right here in Doremi Learning Antics. But for some reason, I'm so attracted to all these really fun and exciting Japanese fairy tales. But I do know that there are tons and tons and tons and tons of fairy tales around the world, like The Three Little Pigs, Humpty Dumpty Sat on the Wall, many, 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 many. So here in our book series, we are going to do tons and tons of book readings, okay? So again, we're so excited for Ants Go Marching One by One rock pop music video. We are going into production next month, and we truly hope that you will continue to watch Doremi Learning Antics and tell all your friends about this channel. Tell your friends, your family, and I'm serious, tell everybody to subscribe and to watch. And you know what? You actually can leave a comment in the box below this video. There's a box where you can actually leave a comment for Doremi Learning Antics and tell us what you feel. Tell us how you feel about this channel. Tell us what you want to see, what you want to hear. I mean, everything. You can tell us anything in that description, and we will try our best to make that video just for you. We have a continuation coming up it's a part 2 video of our watermelon. You know, we here at Doremi Learning Antics, TK loves watermelon. I love watermelon. It's my favorite fruit. And we have a video that you can look at if you want. Bing! You can look at that video and enjoy watermelon. And we're going to do another one. We're going to do a part 2 coming up tomorrow. Yay! Tomorrow here at Doremi Learning Antics, we're going to do a watermelon video. Just cutting watermelon, eating watermelon together and enjoying it. And that's it. Yeah, we're very excited about that video too. We're excited about all our videos, okay? So please subscribe. Please continue to watch us. And we are so excited to bring videos to you. We love you, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay? Bye.